Hare Krishna, everyone. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So we are reading from the book Living Name by His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj. So continuing the reading. Empty medicine capsules. Don't we all know how it feels to be restless while chanting? We feel dry and nothing seems to happen. But then at other times, the chanting is just so wonderful that we don't want to leave the kirtan. How is it we experience both of these realities while chanting? By Krishna's free will. In the first example, Krishna is absent, and in the second example, Krishna is beginning to ever so slightly reveal himself. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur uses the analogy of a medicinal capsule to drive home the point. A capsule carries an active ingredient in powdered form that is contained within its plastic-like outer shell. The exterior layer makes it possible for the medicine to reach the stomach. From there, the medicine is absorbed and spreads its effect throughout the body. An empty capsule would not have the same effect. In the same way, our chanting either evokes Krishna's purifying presence or not. Since Krishna is only attracted to the service mentality of a devotee, chanting without bhakti does not attract his presence. He is not within such mantras. They are like empty medicine capsules with no or not much effect. Sometimes a capsule can contain deadly cyanide, but looks exactly like a medicinal capsule. This also relates to chanting. The main reason we are warned against hearing the holy names chanted by non-devotees is that they don't believe in Krishna or serving him, and therefore they cannot give Krishna to us. Hearing the mantra from a non-devotee can in fact have adverse effects if the chanter is directly opposed to Krishna. Such chanting can only increase the chanter and listeners' material inclinations. Only when we hear the name from a devotee will Krishna be present and purify our hearts so that we gradually develop deep Krishna consciousness. The holy name chooses. We cannot force our way into transcendence, but Krishna can make his way into our world of condensed matter and come into our limited experience. When Krishna sees us trying to turn to him, he responds, "This person is actually turning toward me. How can I not reciprocate?" And he mercifully manifests within the range of a devotee's dull senses in the form of his holy name. He adopts the sacred form of the name to meet people who are otherwise blind. Krishna is difficult to attain because he is beyond the range of the senses and the mind of a conditioned soul. But he comes to the chanter. Thus, the name form is the most merciful form of all existence. However, the name only gives his full darshan to those Krishna chooses. Krishna is supremely independent. His appearance on the horizon of the heart is like the appearance of the sun on the eastern horizon. No one can demand the sun to appear. It comes of its own accord, by its own strength. Similarly, Krishna's actual appearance is never a mental projection of the devotee, but Krishna himself enters the devotee's heart. When invited into the heart where he longs to reside, Krishna dynamically dances on the tongue as well. He cannot contain his joy, and so he jumps acrobatically from one sense to another, just as he did on the various hoods of the serpent Kalia, overwhelming the devotee with ecstasy. First, the devotee hears him, then feels him, and then sees him. Never forget that the first relationship any conditioned soul can ever have with the Lord is a service relationship with the holy name. This is the way Krishna makes his first appearance in the life of a conditioned soul. Before any other form of the Lord comes to us, it's the name who enters our heart. There, he does his most important service, which we desperately need. He purifies the inner senses of the antakarana, subtle body, and continues deeper and deeper to reach our soul. Therefore, we must chant with a service attitude. Otherwise, we only play with a material sound vibration that may remind us of Krishna. If we if we are lucky, but is not yet Krishna himself. Okay, so in today's reading, His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj begins by giving the example quoting Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur of an empty capsule without any active ingredient. The holy name is compared to the plastic-like capsule. It is the service mentality and the chanting with feeling of bhakti, which is the active ingredient. To the extent that the active ingredient is present, to that extent will Sri Krishna's purifying presence be invoked. The capsule with cyanide is compared to the chanting of non-devotees who do not believe in Sri Krishna or in serving him. Such chanting only increases one's material inclinations. Only when we hear the name from a devotee like Srila Prabhupada will Krishna be present and purify our heart so that we gradually develop deep Krishna consciousness. We cannot force we cannot force our way into transcendence, but Sri Krishna can descend within the devotee's dull senses in the form of the holy name. The name form is the most merciful form of the Lord in all existence. Still, the name only gives his full darshan to those Sri Krishna chooses. We cannot force Sri Krishna to appear. This is very important for us to understand. Sri Krishna is supremely independent. When the Lord actually enters the devotee's heart, all his senses come alive. The devotee hears Krishna, he feels Krishna, and then he sees Krishna. All this begins with the sincere service attitude of a conditioned soul. The name enters the heart, purifies the subtle body, and continues deeper and deeper to eventually reach our soul. And so we just have to feel utterly unqualified, and we have to chant very, asking for Lord's mercy.